lady. You would wonder, what is a lady doing making shoes? We'll answer that question after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Today on the episode of Career Talk, we'll be talking with Helen Kolawole, and she's a founder of Helen Bespoke, a handmade footwear brand focused this journey during the COVID-19 lockdown. Imagine what beautiful thing that COVID had birthed, and we get to interview on the program today. Many thanks for joining us on the program today, Ellen.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
You're most welcome. Ellen, you are a shoemaker.
Yes, I am.
A proud one.
Very proud.
Okay. Before we get to shoemaking, let's talk about academics.
Okay.
Let's get to know your academic background.
All right. I finished from Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, FUNAB, from the Department of Biochemistry.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I did biochemistry. So, yeah, my secondary school, I was a boarding house student throughout, from GSS 1 to SS3, and that's Mova Grammar School or to Ekiti. Yeah, I finished from Ekiti State, and that was it basically for me. So, right now, I'm a biochemist.
So, as a biochemist,
yeah.
What propelled you to switch from practicing as a biochemist to shoemaking? Because these are two different worlds entirely. They're not related.
So, thank you for that question. Actually, I would say shoemaking found me, because I was not even into biochemistry proper yet. 2020, I was still in 100 level, so that was our first ever long break after the session. So during that break, while we were on break, the COVID issue came on. So, everybody was home, nothing doing, and I just wanted to do something, not sitting back at home and hide. So at that time, we had this career talk from my department. The president then, Latifat, oh God, bless her soul for me.
Amen.
So, he came on and gave a career talk about biochemistry, because as of then she will own a fashion brand. So she was telling us how we should not sit back, especially now that we're on break, we should get something doing. And as of that time, I looked around me. I obviously knew I could not do fashion designing. It's not really my thing. So I looked within. I was able to talk to a guy around me that just repairs shoe. He's not a shoemaker, he's just a cobbler. Then I made inquiry, what would it take to actually take this journey of shoemaking? What is it like? Then he said about a year. Or like, a year? I can't do that. But then during the COVID, I was able to learn online. YouTube, basically, that was my boss. YouTube is my boss. So I learned on the job. While I was learning, I was trying to get money, because every single pay I worked from day one was for a client. That was how amazing it is. So it wasn't like a transition I really, really sit down to plan. Everything just flew, because COVID was not planned and everything just came in as it is.
So how did your parents or your guidance take the news? Because, having to sponsor you through school, and then to become a biochemist, a graduate, now doing shoemaking, how did they take the news?
Oh my goodness, it's started from day one when I told my mom first that I was going to learn shoemaking. She was like, hey, shoemaking, you lazy girl, you can't, because everybody knows me in the house, I'm not very handy. So picking shoemaking of all vocation to learn is very hard, and very soon, maybe after a month or so, she will be out of it. That kind of thing. That she can't undo it. Even my dad was like, nah, you can't do this. It is man's job. You can't do this. It is too heavy for you. But with time, you got to realize that I think this girl's passion is way beyond what we can actually imagine. Because as at the time I was learning online, it got to a point that, I wanted more. When it comes to pants, slippers, sandals, and everything, I learned everything on YouTube. But then, I was trying to learn cover shoes, heels online, but all of the tutorials I was seeing, none of it was beginner friendly. So I wanted to now go to a physical place to learn properly. Then that's where the whole issue came from. I was schooling here in Abeokuta, and I wanted to travel to Kwara State to go and learn about shoes. Someone was like, why? There is nobody around you that can learn this thing from. I was like, what I wanted. There is certain, when you see certain shoes and they don't even look like handmade. That was what my boss was doing then, and I really wanted to be there. I really wanted to learn it. So it became a major issue when my parents was talking about the strength in my hands, because they believe that this job is not, I mean, I was in palm slippers and sandals. It was still okay. But now I want to go into boots, heels, and cover shoe proper. They were not taking it slightly, because they were considering my head that how would you be able to undo school, undo church program, and then you want to come and do shoemaking. Because for chemistry, it's not a child's joke, honestly. It was not easy combining it. So they didn't take it slightly. But then, at a point, I had to take them out of the picture. I mean, I'm not home. They didn't even know these things were happening. Coming to school, I was asked to drop the filing machine I was using at home, because they think if I don't have it, I won't be able to do anything in school. But of course, I got another one when I got to school. Yes, I got a new one, and I did that for a while. At a point, I had to call my mom to just let her know that I'm still doing this job, in case somebody will just come and tell you, I'll show you my video one day. Don't be surprised. So she found a way to discuss that with my dad, I think, after a few months, and they keep on checking in between, and I was able to merge the two perfectly.
And your parents were able to come around.
Yes.
So now they are proud of you.
Super proud.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, now tell us about the kind of shoes you make. Are there areas of specialization in shoemaking? Tell us about it, really.
Oh, yes. So basically, I do more of male footwear. Though I do heels, I do boots. But majorly for me, I mean, about 85% of my clients, they are male. So I do more of corporate shoes, runway shoes also, when it comes to boots and all. But then if I have any other case of female footwear, well, it is very minimal. Even if you go to my page, you see more of male footwear than female. So I specialize on male footwear basically.
Okay, tell us about the other areas of specialization that
all right, shoemaking, right?
Yes, so that interesting.
Oh, yeah, shoemaking is a whole lot. It's a broad field, because there are different niche you can base on. I have friends and colleagues that all they do is a particular type of footwear, which is called Birkenstock. They are made out of all these bitular materials, and all they need to do is that particular design. It's just like when you say you want to buy let's say Puma face cap, you know what the design is. So anytime, any day you are getting it, it is that same design. And I have others that are based on female footwear, flat slippers.
Oh, wow.
Some do with slippers for male and female. Some do combos, like you get a pair of male slippers, you get a pair of female slippers. That's another niche. Some actually basically do bridal footwear. For brides, all these white shoes that you see, majority of them might not even be foreign made. I have colleagues that do that. Bridal footwear only for female bridals. I have male footwear, cobblers that what they do is they repair, because a lot of people miss it when they say cobbler and shoemaker. They are not true. They are two different things. Cobblers only repairs, so they refurbish. That's another part. I have she calls herself leather goddess. All she does is repair works. Very fantastic job. So she is a cobbler. She refurbish works. Let's say you get a designer shoe now that is probably not comfortable enough. She repurposes that shoe into something very comfortable for you. Then you can even add your own touch of creativity to it. I mean, you can bring in your idea, and then she crafts it for you and probably bring in out a new, complete, different thing that suits your purpose. So that's just it. They are different, and they are bespoke as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I do. I come to you, I ask you, let you know, okay, what's your size, take proper foot measurement of your foot, because when it comes to shoemaking, it's a whole lot, because not everybody have the same type of foot. As a lady, we have different type of foot type. As a man, your shape of leg can be different. There are other customers that come as well that their foot is quite funny, because some of them have a long leg, but they don't have what we call the vamp. That's the upper part of your leg. So when they go to market and they buy random footwear, they don't get the perfect wear for them, because exactly that's where bespoke makers comes in. What we do is we make footwear based on your foot size and shape. So it does not mean, take me for an instance now, I have a wide leg. I should not be wearing any footwear that is a pointed mouth, all these office heels. It won't be comfortable because of the type of feet I have. So that's when the word bespoke comes. You make them based on the client's foot shape and sizes. So there are a whole lot of sections and niche you can actually venture into when it comes to shoemaking.
Yeah, beautiful, very detailed. Yeah. Very, very detailed. Thank you so much for that. Before we take a break, a quick one. You talked about your training.
Yes.
So tell us about the kind of trainings that people need to go through, especially the young ones, to become a shoemaker, especially a bespoke shoemaker. The kind of trainings, are there online trainings too, certifications? Tell us about it, please.
Oh, all right. I think it's like the best time ever you can come into the industry. Reason being that at the moment there are a lot of change of history. Over the years, we've seen people say and complain about their journey into the shoemaking world, whereby they pay a particular boss and they want to learn, and with time they didn't get value for their money, because at the end of the day they do know, maybe their boss is like, you can't use that machine, oh, you can't do this, just come sit down and wash. But now, right now in the industry, like say my own generation now, we are rewriting the story generally, because there are even classes of 6 months, 1 year, even as low as 3 months if you are going to go into palm making. There is always a time for you to relearn and unlearn. But when it comes to the basics, you come in and we do what I call learn and earn. You make just the same way I started my own journey. Every single pair I've made from day one was for a client. So instead of you charging a proper amount for a footwear, you talk to friends and family. I can make you this. I'll give you at this discounted price. On your own good side as an apprentice now, you get money for your material to learn while you are still on that job.
Oh, wow.
And at the end of the day, you get customers' experience. How do you talk to customer? How do you deliver? How do you do your packaging while still learning? You get customers' review. It's another thing for you to learn. It's another thing for you to have real-time experience. And I am super glad, because this particular generation is rewriting the entire story. Imagine you being able to learn, gain customer experience, you learn the business of shoemaking, and in no time you are building your own brand. I have testimonies from mine already.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. Okay, let's take a short break. Check out what the young dreamers actually want to be in the future, and hopefully maybe we'll get to find a shoemaker and meet them. Please stay with us. Kaya Talk continues.
I want to become a doctor, because a lot of people are dying and there are a lot of sickness, illnesses and diseases coming out every day. So I want to save people from dying, so that people will not die that much, and cure disease and illness, because there are a lot of diseases coming out these days due to insects and pests.
A car, or if I can't fix it, that's the reason why.
Many thanks for staying with us for the Career Talk. I'm still speaking with Ellen Bespoke, and she has been talking a lot about how to become a shoemaker, what they do, the areas of specializations. Now let's talk about the challenges, really. What are the challenges that you faced as a shoemaker? And
it's more like it's part of life to have challenges. But the major one I could say, I'm speaking for everyone in the industry now, would be sourcing of materials. It's a whole lot to, especially bespoke shoemakers that we use. We don't just use what is available. We source what we want. Like you have an imagination of, oh, I want a goat skin leather in this particular color. And we are here in Nigeria where we don't have direct access to all this processed leather. We have the raw materials, but we don't have them processed here. So it is always a big challenge to get what you want at the time you want them. I mean, let's say a client now that is preparing for a wedding needs a pair of shoes. There is a time I cannot tell my clients, oh, move your wedding. I've not been able to.
Oh, no, you can't. You cannot do that.
So getting the materials at the time you need them in the specific material, it's a big issue, a very, very big issue. So few times when people get access to it, it's like I go to market and you have that very rare opportunity to have maybe, let's say, a sheet of a particular leather, of skin leather or whatever it is. Even if I have other things to buy, trust me, as a bespoke shoemaker, you buy all of the leathers. It's like a very rare opportunity. Once you get certain leathers and you see that one that you've gotten that you lay your hands on, trust me, in the next 10, 15 years, you might not even see that particular print again because it's very limited. So that's a challenge. I think all shoemakers, especially bespoke shoemakers, not talking about the regular.
What about the challenge you face as a female shoemaker?
As a female shoemaker, oh goodness. I think the major one that stood out for me would be during my training. It was not very suitable because, number one, I was far away from home where I knew nobody. And the promise I got was not the reality when I got to where I was supposed to learn.
Wow.
Yes. There was supposed to be provision for hostel. But then, one thing led to another, there was none. So I was left to learn in the workshop. That's where I was sleeping and waking up and using
Oh, I'm so
the
sorry.
generator.
Sorry about that. But I hope it was worth it.
Best decision of my life.
Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for
Yes.
that. Okay, really, you told us the challenges. So why are you still a shoemaker, really? Why are you still in the business? What motivates you?
Well, I ask that question more often, even for myself. But one thing I've realized over the years is shoemaking has changed me as a person, honestly. It's beyond the craft itself for me. Because for a girl that was super lazy at home, shoemaking has helped me see life in a different dimension in a way that I've been able to grow, even when it comes to other skills. I mean, I never knew I could learn such a skill online, thanks to COVID-19. I mean, I was able to build up myself and even communicate better. If not for shoemaking, I probably don't have anything doing with anybody having a one-on-one session training you on anything. It actually gives me that connection with people, and it has changed me personally. It gives me another perspective to life itself in a way that I know, okay, there is so much to be done, because the more you learn, the more deeper you have to, because you see one thing to you like, whoa, what if I try it this way? Then you try it and it's not going, and then you have that opportunity of an apprentice that just came yesterday, like, oh, Helen, what's up? Can we do this?
Okay.
Then you both, I mean, that community is everything. I say it a lot.
Okay.
I enjoy
so it's not money.
money. when it comes to shoemaking, there is a whole lot of money in shoemaking, I would say. A whole lot.
So that's not the motivation.
If you are coming into shoemaking with the aim to get money, trust me, you get it. But trust me, that money cannot keep you there. I bet you ask anybody out there.
Okay, now,
cannot keep you.
Tell us about a particular experience you can never forget, really.
In this shoemaking journey?
Yes, please.
Okay, I think one that stuck with me for the longest would be the training part. It's very, very humbling. Very humbling. So I'll give a scenario. So training this particular lady, she came in with, let's say, a little experience. She has learned somewhere, so she's making slippers, but then not perfected in what. So she's open to go into the next level of cover shoes and heels. She came in, gave her story and everything. Like, I was not your boss now, basically, but I'm still responsible for every other experience it is you've had in the shoemaking journey. And I even commend that, because if you've had such terrible experience paying someone and you don't get value for what you pay for, coming into that same craft again, that's to take a whole lot of personal conviction for her to do so. So she came in, and all the methods I've learned online, I mean, I never had, when it comes to palm slippers, I don't have any mentor, physical mentor. I have colleagues that, I met online, quite alright. But she came in and was like, I know, that's not how my boss used to do it. And I'll be like, okay, fine, how do you guys do it? Okay, then she now explained this. I'm like, that makes sense, but I be like, can we sit down and like see how best we can,
the best approach to it when you bring the two ideas together.
Exactly. Then we both sit down, this time not just practicing, but with time. Because if your own method takes longer, then it doesn't make sense. If you can do it more effectively in shorter time, then why go the longer route? So for both of us to now sit down and then be able to bring out new ideas. I mean, our own idea of doing stuff now is quite different from mine that I've learned online. But bringing the two together and formulating a new one was really amazing, and it's something that
Thank you so much for sharing. We have to go on the career talk. But before we go, just a few parting words from Helen. What are your last words, especially for the young ones?
So I'm still young myself.
I know. From one young person to another.
So from one young Ellen to others, I'd say prioritize community and collaboration. If you want to go far, it's best to collaborate. But if you want to go fast, still collaborate at the end, because it's a lot. But then please make sure you do it with the right people at the right time in the right place. It makes a whole lot of difference in growth.
Thank you so much for coming on the program, Helen Kolawole. Helen B spoke. It was quite insightful talking to you. Thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
And thank you too for watching Career Talk today on Ogun State Television. Next week we'll be bringing another interesting career option, and of course with a resource person to tell you about their profession. My name is Lara Emmanuel. I'll see you next week. Bye.